Hi everyone, Aidan here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at this digital tire pressure gauge and deflator from Bulldog Winch. It's going to go anywhere from 0 to 200 psi, so good for your larger motorhome tires as well as your normal passenger vehicles. But if you need an easy way to get a digital readout so you can maybe see it at night of what your tire pressure is, or let some air out of your tires for maybe some off-road applications, this could be the one for you. Let's check it out. So there's a lot of moving pieces on the head here. You've got 3 sections that are all knurled, and there's going to be a few points of movement there. So the first one I want to point out is right here where we can push this middle section in or out. We want this to be pulled out as far as it'll go. That way, whenever we hook this up to the tire, we don't immediately start letting air out. Then we can turn our attention to the valve stem on whatever tire we want to check the pressure on. So take the cap off the valve stem, and while holding the middle section here, thread it on. As you do this, you might notice that the outer section here starts to push itself out a little bit. That's totally normal. Just keep threading until it stops and it's got a full secure connection. And what we can do is take this section. This is the valve core removal tool. So just push it in, and let me turn it a little bit so you can kind of see. Push it in and turn it until it kind of clicks in, and you'll feel it stops turning as easily. That's how we know it's latched on, and I can unthread it. And you might hear a little bit of air hissing out. That's okay. At this point, we can check our tire pressure. We're reading at 94.5 psi. I can see the battery level of the gauge itself on the other side. And if I wanted to let some air out, I would just pull this large section out and push it back in whenever I'm done. So you can see we dropped 0.5 psi right there. I'm not going to air it down anymore because we're not actually trying to air this down. We're just showing the function. So push that outer section back in, thread that core back in. It doesn't need to be anything crazy tight. You don't want to strip the threads. But then once it's back in properly, you can grab the middle section, take this off of the valve stem, and put your cap back on. So overall, a very straightforward setup process. It does come with a carrying case if you want to keep it in your glove box or something and keep it a little bit protected. But overall, the construction here feels great. The flexible hose means we're going to be able to reach our valve stem wherever it is. And because the gauge has 360 degrees of rotation, as well as having some rotation around right here, we can kind of get this oriented in any way that works best for us so that we can always get a clear read on the gauge. And because it has a backlight, it's going to make it easy to see at night. To turn it off, just press and hold the on button until the screen turns off. Pretty straightforward there. And then it does have a rubber housing around the whole unit here, so if you did maybe drop it accidentally, it's not going to damage it. But that'll do it for our look at this Bulldog Winch digital tire pressure gauge and deflator. Thanks for watching.